Hello Sports Illustrated and welcome back. We have a segment today that we want to talk to you about one of the most misunderstood concepts or sort of topics in golf equipment, which is wedge bounce.
Yes.
Lots of people don't understand the numbering and sometimes the lettering on the bottom of wedges and get a little bit confused as to what is right for them. We have a wedge matrix here at TXG and Club Champion where we have everything from very low bounce wedges, which are good in firm turf and very firm dry conditions.
Yes.
And obviously the opposite of that, which is in the early season or maybe in the wet season, we have wetter, softer conditions. So we're going to talk through that today. We're going to show a little bit of testing with Matt. We're going to have Matt hit some shots with both wedge designs. So we've got two wedges here. One has, and this would be in the extreme case, 6 degrees of bounce.
Right, which is quite low.
Yeah, so 6 degrees signifying the sort of degrees of sort of mass that sit above the leading edge of the sole. Right. So if we compare these two side by side, we can see the 14 bounce, the higher bounce, sits quite significantly higher than the leading edge. What that means is we're going to get more resistance in the ground with the higher bounce wedges, and we're not going to be able to dig nearly as much with those. We're going to take shallower divots, and in many cases we're going to have better contact. Now, the flip side of that is we're potentially not going to be able to be as creative.
Yes.
So the best players in the world generally go a little bit lower in bounce.
They're usually between 6 and 8 degrees.
That's ideal, and then the higher handicappers tend to go a little bit higher bounce just because they don't control the low part of their swing quite as well.
It's a little bit more forgiving. You don't have to strike the ball perfectly with a wedge like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we start off with some low bounce shots, then we'll hit some high bounce, we'll compare the data.
Sounds good.
Very nice. Nicely done. So we can see the way Matt's striking those, they're really good crisp contact. That's where that spin rate's coming from. We're getting really high spin on that 8700, being able to throw it into the green and stop them. That's what we want to see with a wedge that's fit properly for someone. We should get that control. If it hits and then runs out with a premium club and a premium golf ball, we know we're not quite get the right spec club for that player. Okay, moving into the higher bounce wedge now. So we saw some, nice kind of spinny ones. If we look at the strike screen and the technology we use here at TXG, we're able to kind of take a look at the strike point on the club. So, it's a little bit in the toe, which isn't unusual for wedges at all, and kind of halfway up the head, which is quite nice. I think what we're likely to see with the higher bounce wedges, because we do have more mass down low now with the higher number, we're likely to see that strike a little bit lower in the head. So some of the things, again, as custom fitters that we can help to use to our advantage to manipulate the trajectory of the shot.
That felt great.
Excellent.
Felt good.
Beauty. Yeah, so if we look at on the comparison here, we can see exactly, to be honest, what we sort of said we would see with it, which was a significantly lower strike with the higher bounce wedge. Matt wasn't able to get as deep into the turf with the high bounce wedge as he was with the 6 degree. So, guys, whether you're a steep player, whether you're a shallow player, there really is a choice of wedges out there for everyone. You've really just got to go and get fit in order to find out what's the right one for you. You're going to see very different launch conditions if we go over and look at the difference in the launch angles and the spin rates. If we were in a fit with Matt right now and we wanted a bit more control, we would certainly gravitate towards the higher bounce for Matt. That 31 degree launch 8700 is fantastic. Got him up to his 50 yard target a little bit easier. Closer proximity to the pin makes it easier to shoot lower scores, which is exactly what we want for you guys.